40 years ago, on February 21st, 1986, the original The Legend of Zelda released for the Famicom Disk System in Japan. This series was one of the many creations of Shigeru Miyamoto, who also created Mario, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, and Pikmin. 2026 marks the series' 40th anniversary, and I know for sure that it will be a big one. We already know that they have huge stuff planned because of the recent announcement of the Ocarina of Time remake. Here are my predictions for Zelda's 40th anniversary. To start things off, I predict that we will get a Zelda-focused Nintendo Direct sometime this month. If we take a look at Nintendo's July 2026 release schedule, we can predict a few possible dates. We can easily rule out all Thursdays this month since they all have games releasing. The biggest of these games would be Splatoon Raiders on July 23rd and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Switch 2 Edition on July 30th. I believe that this Direct will be on a Tuesday since those are usually the days that they have Directs. The two dates that I believe will see some news are either on July 14th or July 21st. I feel like July 14th is going to be the day because there aren't any huge games coming out that week. July 21st seems unlikely because I believe Nintendo would like to focus on and market Splatoon Raiders as much as possible to maximize sales. Another possibility is the month of August, since there aren't any huge games coming out that month. I doubt we will get an Ocarina of Time remake focus direct, but it will be the main thing shown off. But what else will they show? Well, I have put a list together of what they could possibly show. The first thing they could show is a teaser or trailer for the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie. This movie releases on April 30th, 2027, and it's directed by Wes Ball, who also directed The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and The Maze Runner. The movie is screenplayed by Derek Connolly and T.S. Nolan. The producers are Wes Ball, Shigeru Miyamoto, and Avi Arad. The movie's production companies are Nintendo, Sony Pictures via Columbia Pictures, Arid Productions, and Oddball Entertainment. The movie is being distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. Currently, we only have a few images from the movie that were released after a few people found out where they were shooting the movie. We know that Link is being played by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, and Zelda is being played by Bo Bragason. Daikin Lackman is supposedly acting as Impa in this movie too. Filming wrapped up in April 2026, and the movie is currently in post-production. We currently don't know if the movie will follow the storyline of one of the games, or create its own, or a mix of many. If they were to base the movie off a game, we would have three likely candidates: Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, or Skyward Sword. Ocarina of Time just makes a lot of sense with this remake coming out later this year and it being the highest rated game on Metacritic. Breath of the Wild is the highest selling Zelda game and it offers a rich storyline to follow. Skyward Sword is the first game chronologically on the Zelda timeline, so starting from there would also make a lot of sense. We'll just have to wait and see which direction this movie heads on going. The second thing they could show is the highly anticipated Wind Waker and Twilight Princess 4K Switch 2 remasters. These two Zelda games are one of the most beloved in the series, and seeing them in 4K glory would be an amazing sight to see. Both games have already received HD remasters in the past, and recently, Wind Waker has been ported onto Switch 2 via GameCube ports on Nintendo Switch Online. But there still could be a possibility that we get these remasters since they are highly requested in the fanbase. Both games follow the story of what happens to Hyrule after the events of Ocarina of Time because of the infamous timeline split. Ocarina of Time makes the timeline branch off into three separate ones. One timeline is the Downfall timeline where Link loses against Ganondorf, the antagonist of Ocarina of Time. The other two split after Link defeats Ganondorf. Zelda uses the Ocarina of Time to send Link back to his childhood so he can experience it and warn the kingdom about Ganondorf. This creates the child timeline and the adult timeline. In the child timeline, Link warns young Zelda about Ganondorf and he gets sentenced to execution. But Ganondorf has the Triforce of Power, and he survives, so he is banished to the Twilight Realm. Twilight Princess is the story of what happens to Hyrule 100 years after Ganondorf is banished. Wind Waker, on the other hand, takes place in the adult timeline, where Ganondorf is released because the seal breaks and there is no hero to stop him, since Link is sent back to the past. So the gods flood Hyrule and the events of the Wind Waker take place. On November 6, 2025, we got the release of Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game details the events of Hyrule's founding and the imprisoning war that was briefly shown in the Dragon Tears memories in Tears of the Kingdom. The game follows the story of what Princess Zelda did when she was sent back to the past from the present day during the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom. She meets the founders of Hyrule, King Rauru and Queen Sonia. When Ganondorf of the Gerudo kills Queen Sonia and steals her secret stone, he turns into the Demon King and wreaks havoc across the kingdom. I believe we will get DLC for Age of Imprisonment, just like how Age of Calamity did. We could get more weapons and side quests, along with brand new missions. Although we did get some post-launch updates for the game last year, that doesn't rule out the possibility that we get DLC. Along with DLC, we could get amiibos for exclusive rewards and collectibles in the game. Some possible amiibo characters would be King Rauru, Queen Sonia, and the ancient sages Rafika, Agriston, Kia, and Artie, but the possibility of this is very small. On October 6th, 2026, we are getting the release of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Secrets of the Zonai. This is the English translation of the Tears of the Kingdom concept art and lore book called Tears of the Kingdom Masterworks, which was originally released in Japan back in August 2024. We got a similar book for Tears of the Kingdom's predecessor, Breath of the Wild, which had its own Masterworks book, which was later translated into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Creating a Champion. We could possibly get a short trailer or information about this book, but it's highly unlikely. We could also get special 40th anniversary themed merchandise like apparel, plushies, home decor, and more. They could even make a special edition Switch 2 and Pro controller. Hopefully they don't just change the accent colors on the Joy-Cons and actually give them a special design this time. They could possibly sell these merch on their online stores or in person at Nintendo stores in Kyoto, Tokyo, Osaka, Israel, New York, and San Francisco. The main segment of this direct, and the one that will probably take up the most time, is the Ocarina of Time remake. This game is most likely Nintendo's big holiday game for this year. All we've seen of the game are a few shots of a tapestry and young Link sleeping with the Triforce symbol glowing on his hand. We will most definitely get a full-blown trailer and possibly gameplay for this game. I am really curious to see whether it'll be a faithful remake, or will they take some creative liberties and change some things up. I highly believe that they will release this game in November 2026, which is a huge deal. Why, you may be asking? Because of one game, GTA 6. For those who don't know, this game is the 6th entry into the Grand Theft Auto series, and it has been the most anticipated game in history, especially since it's been over 13 years since GTA 5 released. GTA 6 is releasing on November 19, 2026, after countless delays, which itself has become a meme where people would say we got blank before GTA 6. All the big video game publishing companies are scared of this game since nobody is releasing any games in November other than a few small ones. I think that the only other game that can rival GTA 6 is the Ocarina of Time remake. They will probably announce the release date in this direct, so we'll just have to wait and see. I also believe that we will get a Majora's Mask remake for 2027, just like when Ocarina of Time 3D came, Majora's Mask 3D came right after. Many people have mixed feelings on the art style Nintendo decided to go with this game, but I honestly think it's fine, but I would like to see a bit more. Now there's one more thing that would be absolutely crazy if they showed, but I think it's also the perfect time to, and that is a teaser for the next open world Zelda game. After the massive success of Breath of the Wild, the Zelda team worked on DLC for the game, and later announced that a sequel was in the works. This was announced at E3 2019, which was 2 years after Breath of the Wild's release date, which was March 3rd, 2017, since it launched alongside the Nintendo Switch, similar to how Mario Kart World launched the same day as Switch 2. May 12th, 2026 marked the 3-year anniversary of Tears of the Kingdom's launch, so it's been well over the 2-year gap between the launch and the reveal of the next game. Even though the game is probably releasing in 2028 at the earliest, a reveal would surely get people to get excited for the game. And that's it. Those are my predictions for what we could possibly see in a Zelda 40th Anniversary Direct. Of course, this is all just speculation and predictions, but it would be amazing to see if any of these are real. Here's a quick rundown of my predictions one last time. I predict that we will get a Direct on July 14th, and there we will get a teaser or trailer for the Zelda movie. We might also get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess 4K remasters along with DLC and amiibos for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. We could possibly get info about TOTK's Secrets of the Zonai and some Zelda 40th merchandise. We will most likely get a bunch of news about the upcoming Ocarina of Time remake and possibly a teaser for the next 3D Zelda game. If you have any other predictions, please comment them down below and have a great rest of your day.